You are working more, but it's just getting harder to pay the bills. Well, here's a sobering fact. Floridians making minimum wage have to work 115 hours a week just to be able to afford the rent. That's according to a new Redfin report. So we posted this to the Wake News Facebook page. Corey, it has more than 600 comments. What are people saying?
Yeah, so if we can pull up the Wake News Facebook page, the big question is your income keeping up with inflation? This is a CBS News poll, and it says 23% says yes, 77% says no, it isn't. But keep in mind that in Florida, the minimum wage is $13 an hour. So Wake News reporter Summer Senney is live in downtown Fort Myers. Summer, people are in the area, already certainly making minimum wage. What did you find out?
Corey, people were shocked to learn that the minimum wage was that low. They were thinking it was $15, even $16 an hour. But even those that are making more than minimum wage, they're struggling to make ends meet.
My savings isn't great, you know what I mean? I'm still paying off my student loans slowly, you know what I mean? A house in my future isn't anytime soon, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like you're stuck in a hole where, you know, you just keep paying rent because it's so expensive, but, you know, what are you gonna do?
So how much should we ideally be making to live here in Southwest Florida? The Department of Housing and Urban Development says you shouldn't be paying more than 30% of your income for housing. If you do, you're considered rent burdened. FGCU's Waller, Weeks, and Johnson Rental Index calculates annual household income for different metro areas, including Southwest Florida. According to their index, a household needs to have an annual income of just over $80,000 to not be rent burdened in Southwest Florida. Now that number doesn't include utilities, so the actual income should be a little higher. I asked Professor Shelton Weeks if raising the minimum wage would help to close the gap between wages and rental prices.
When you think of a minimum wage, you should think of that as a entry-level wage. When we look at people, especially young folks, the majority of the folks who earn minimum wage, they're coming to the job market usually with a limited skill set. And in fact, when they just enter the job market, their skill set may be such that it's hard to justify paying them any more than that minimum wage. However, we would expect that as they gain experience and their skill set expands, that their ability to command a higher wage will increase and they will be rewarded for that in the job market.
Florida's minimum wage is expected to increase $1 every year until it gets to $15 an hour in September 2026. Now, this increase comes as inflation plagues just about everything. And Claire, we know that this problem isn't unique here to Southwest Florida. Many Americans are saying that their incomes just aren't keeping up.
Summer, yeah, I want to bring you back to the CBS poll where you can see 77% of people they surveyed said their incomes cannot keep up with inflation. They're worried about basic needs, things like food and housing, and they blame prices. Now, this is nothing new. In fact, we know the economy was one of the main issues that steered this past presidential election. Now, the Trump administration does maintain they're going to bring prices down, but a lot of people just are not buying it. Take a look at this group of protesters you see right here. This grassroots group called the People's Union USA is urging Americans today to boycott major realtors for 24 hours. Will that really make a big impact to big companies like Walmart and Amazon? Probably not. Their point, though, here is just to send a message. People can't afford to live.
Yeah, and they're even saying that they want people to not spend at all all day today. And I don't know if that would have an impact across the country.
It would be interesting if they did, if people followed through. But boy, I think everybody here is like, yeah, tell me something I don't know.
Exactly.
Exactly. Thanks, Claire.